for this one harness. I've been saving this before I go to UPS and drop off this stuff. So we got our knob, and then we got the ELS box right here. So those are going to be super important for this. Then put that over there. Oh no, I'm still going to need this. Okay. And then I'm going to need to unpin some of this stuff. What's up, YouTube? If you haven't checked out a live stream in a while, I made some changes to my live stream setup so it's a little bit smoother, and I should have better audio now. You should be able to see me and this pretty clearly. So right now I'm making a harness for a 2012 Acura TL to install an aftermarket radio. What's up? What's up? But I'm actually not sure. We need Ken to join us so he can tell me what year his TL is, because I assume it's a 2012. For some reason, that's the year that's the most common to that people upgrade. Now we're gonna have to text him. I'm actually gonna check my conversation with him, and maybe I asked him already. Let's see. 2012. Yeah, okay, he did say. All right, so this is the wire harness. Okay, cool. Yeah. DMX 4710, man. Solid radio. What I was about to say is I'm making a wire harness for a 2012 Acura TL with navigation, which means it has the ELS system and the navigation screen and that control knob. That control knob is what's going to tell you that you have navigation and you have the ELS system, because a lot of people aren't sure if they have factory navigation or not. If this is the only Acura they've owned, they assume that screen is standard, and they don't really realize they have factory navigation. And then the ELS system branding is very small, so the big way to know is that control knob. If that control knob is there, then you have navigation. If you have navigation, you have the ELS system. If you have the ELS system, replacing a radio is very complex. We kind of simplified it, but there are some little caveats you have to know, and I'll explain them to you in a little bit. First, I got to put this harness together. We got to beat UPS. The mailbox, they're going to pick it up at 6:15 today. So we got to finish and get there before then, because the other orders already got picked up. I don't have any more little thingies. That's very strange. Let me go get some real quick. All right. This is for my YouTube editor, which is me. Haha. But no, in all seriousness, common question that will come up is, hey, do you have faster shipping methods? Do you have overnight shipping? Usually overnight shipping is more expensive than the item you're buying, so it's almost never really worth it. But there's a big caveat with overnight shipping. When you ship from Friday into Saturday, you need to make sure that you enable Saturday delivery for overnight shipping, and that adds to the cost even more. So overnight shipping, let's call it an average 50 to 60 bucks. When you do for Saturday delivery, it's going to add a surcharge of like $15. So it's going to bring your total up to 65. and sometimes they don't even guarantee that Saturday delivery. So UPS is one of those companies where, like, if you ship something 2-day air on Thursday, they may not deliver it on Saturday. They may push it till Monday. You might get lucky and they will deliver it on Saturday. They don't always deliver on Saturday. If you want Saturday delivery, you have to designate it. But there are some hubs that will just basically pass your package through, deliver on Saturday because they have the people to work and they want to get packages out as soon as possible. But that Friday into Saturday delivery, be prepared to get it on Monday. It's always usually going to be Monday. And then the post office will deliver on Saturday, but they usually do like a 3-day guarantee on priority mail, but they won't do a 2-day. And then Priority Mail Express, I barely ever used it, so I don't know how good the delivery on that is. But just basically, when you need faster shipping, if it's Friday, I would say forget about it. The chances you're going to get it on Saturday are very slim. Be prepared to get it on Monday. If it's Thursday, you need it for Friday. Usually that is possible. It gets done. There are sometimes delays. I've had issues with like sending stuff to other shops because shops buy from us, and so like they need it next day or they need it right away, and they'll pay for the next day shipping and then they won't get it the next day because UPS made a mistake somewhere. So I would say if you're ordering something and it's an emergency, um, I don't know how you would have an audio emergency, but if it's something you need fast right away, um, plan that it won't be there when you expect it to be there because of the way the mailing system works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's on the 7th, right? Yep. Usually, if you want to get the best shipping, is you order on a Sunday night or early Monday morning. So then whoever's doing the work for that day, I'm talking about in general with any e-commerce company, you order Sunday night or Monday morning. Whoever's doing the shipping for that day or preparing the shipping, distributing the work, you're already accounted for, and you have a possibility of going out that day or if not the next day. And then the mail system Thursdays. Should have audio back. I don't know why I went out of sync. Went on that long rant, you couldn't even hear me. Just saw my mouth moving. It's very weird. It was working no problem before. I'm gonna keep it in front of me for a little bit just so I could see if it's dying or what's going on. We'll see if this one loses audio. Alright, we haven't lost audio yet. Hook up the steering controls. Yeah, it's still good. I think the other microphone might be actually just low battery because I left it on the entire time. Okay, where I'm monitoring to see what's going on. Here's a little mic. I don't know if that means it has low battery or what's going on, but um, we'll see if it disconnects again. Hopefully it doesn't. Where's the antenna? I swore I grabbed one. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember. We haven't lost it yet, so we'll see. Okay. So now I need to add the antenna. Yeah, I think it was something going on with the wire connection I had. I'm using a different wire now, and it seems to be working good. So I wonder if the other wire doesn't charge it. Who really knows? Then let's add the ELS. Yeah, I think we're good now. Damn, this guy still hasn't come back. He's the whole reason I'm streaming right now. He wanted to see how this was done. But I guess he could watch this later. So now I'm hooking up the ELS. I just want to make sure these wires are roughly the same length as the other ones. So this is going to flex up and then come back down. So right around here is good. What you mean? Texting my wife. Come on. Okay. I'll just get back to work. What'd you say? So with the system that I bought from you, the speakers and the amp, when I bought a camera and installation kit, the only thing to disconnect the radio. Yeah, it's all like modular and plug and play, so you won't have to do anything. Like all the connections are going to be made behind the radio, and then you'll use the factory wiring to make everything else work. So it's completely plug and play, and you could do the radio or the amp first. It won't matter. You might have to tune your amp though. So like depending on the EQ you set in within the Pioneer radio, would be just changing the levels. Also, you could turn off the high pass filters and put them inside the radio or maneuver them more within the radio than within the amp. Okay. All right, so I have all my connections for this side. Now I need to add my bypass to the Pioneer side. Yep, it'll all program. Actually, I'm gonna put my phone over here. Yeah, you can't even see it. Right? So the bypass here. Let me go back to this. The bypass goes to. You have a light green wire. Ours is pink, but light green, blue to blue white, and then black to black. He's doing a DMH 1800, so the bypass still works. Some of the units with wireless CarPlay, the bypass does not work. Okay. right, I need to cut some heat shrink and then we can twist it all together. Okay, so heat shrink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need a thick one, and then one little tiny one. Alright, cool. All my wires are sleeved. Now I can twist it all together. Bruh, it all came apart. It's all twisted together now. Everything's good. Let's start soldering. The solder still on? Yep. Yes, sir. I would. I think it's gonna go up again because Kenwood just announced another price increase. The DMX 4710 was like a great deal. Now it's an okay deal. Um, they raised the price on it. Pioneer did also. Everyone raised their prices. We raised our prices. You have to because everyone's charging more money. So like I think that radio, my our cost went up $70 or so. It's a pretty significant rise in cost. So it used to be like $100 cheaper, and like they didn't even like raise the price in comparison to like what you're supposed to make. So on car audio stereos, you're like set up to make 30%, maybe a little less than that, but around 30%. Sony's actually really good with that. Sony protects their pricing and they set it up so that you make money on the radios. Kenwood will like discount the radio enough so that they can sell their stuff, and then they want you to make your money on the installation. So in order to combat like raising their prices like crazy, they basically just said, hey, on certain models we're limiting how much money you're going to make. Like instead of you making 30% off a radio, you're only going to make 22% or 25% or whatever it turns out to be. So they did that with the DMX. It's still a solid radio. I can't blame Kenwood. Like you got to do what you got to do for your business to, um, you know, do what you want to do. But that price increase is significant. I wonder if it's all tariff related or if there's other costs we don't know about, or they're just like, fuck it, we could charge more money. We're gonna charge more money. Oh, I forgot to solder one. Damn. All right, so I soldered all the wires, and now I'm gonna put heat shrink. I'm gonna apply heat to the heat shrink. Yeah, we're not. I don't do price increases like in the middle of the week, unless like in the middle of the month, I wait till the end of the month to rebalance the books and then see. But there are some like there was a recent order of a Pioneer radio, the base level Pioneer radio, that the price went up crazy. We used to buy it or be able to buy it for like 189. Yeah, yeah, like 190. Yeah, 189. And with the dash and everything, we sold it for 300. So you make a little bit of money on it, not a ton of money on the radio. But then they raised the price to 227, and the kit is 399. I mean 299. So then I literally lost money selling two of those radios. People found that deal very quickly, and I sold. I'm like, oh, I haven't sold this radio in a while. I wonder why it's sold. And then I look and I'm like, bro, I'm paying like basically they got me. They everything that I all my how to what they bought was what it cost me to fulfill that order. So I made no money on those orders. But that was my fault for not looking at my pricing and updating it on time. So I just honored the orders. I shipped them out. But yeah, they got me with that. Uh, okay, so we're almost done with this order. We just got to tape and zip tie it. Okay. So now we just got to tape it off and route all the wires to the correct place. So antenna over there. This is going to go over there. So let's tape these off first. So now our harness is done. Now we're just going to take care of making our wires look better and stuff. We did all our soldering, all our connections are done. The easy part, I would say, is done. Now it's the hard part. Make sure this thing looks good and actually it works. Well, we know it works. Well, we soldered all the wires right to the 78. I know it works, but it's got to look presentable. Okay. So we're going to go down with that and up with that. Yep, that looks perfect. Where's this? Is that the best way? Is that the tightest or loosest one? Yep, okay, cool, that's good. So let's add more tape here. No, with the radios, it's hard because we don't do enough volume to participate in a lot of the way that it gets marketed. So like Pioneer or your distributor would be like, okay, like for Black Friday, buy. It's usually like minimum 5, but to really get the savings, you need to buy like 12 or a master pack of like 20 or something for you to save the money that would then make it an incentive to sell at a lower price. So like we're not selling 20 radios. It's very rare. We sell a lot of wire harnesses, but actual radios is very rare that we sell. Acura Audio Garage, how can I help you?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I'm in San Diego. If I buy a product from you, will you installer?
No, I'm sorry, man. I don't have anyone in California that I personally would recommend.
Okay. Where would be a closest place for you then?
So I'm working on getting a network of shops together. But so far, it's only in the metro
Okay.
region. So like, I have a place in New Jersey and a place in Maryland I can recommend you to, but nothing on the West Coast yet.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Where in Maryland?
What?
I drive to the East Coast to Washington, D.C. So where in Maryland?
Oh, okay. I would have to look up the shop's info for you. I don't have it right in front of me. So if you want, I can take your info
Okay.
and I'll give you a call back once I find it.
Hey, that would be great.
Sure.
You have my number? You see my number coming through?
Give me 1 sec. Let me just confirm. It ends in 8002.
You got it, man.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna text you right now, and then I will follow up. It probably won't be till later this week. Like it's Friday, so probably not till like Sunday afternoon, or I'll try for tomorrow morning.
That'd
But
be great.
it's gonna be deep in my
No
contacts,
worries.
so I'm
Sunday
gonna have to go.
afternoon is fine. Sunday
Okay.
afternoon is fine. You know, you're running a store. You know, you will be busy on the weekend, so I completely get that.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So, I also want some information on 2008 Acura MDX.
Sure. What are you trying to do?
The head unit change, like
And
to make it upgraded so that I can connect my Android phone, Apple phone.
Sure. It has navigation.
Yeah, it does have navigation.
Okay. So there are two main options you have. Well, really three. The first is double DIN radio, like you've seen in our videos. That's pretty straightforward. We have the process figured out. Option two is the Android screen, so you can upgrade just the navigation display, and that turns into an Android screen. We have a video on that as well that you can follow. So that would replace just the screen. And then option three is you can get a CarPlay interface, meaning it's like this little black box that goes in your glove box, and that'll put CarPlay on the factory screen.
Okay. So one is to change the entire unit, one is to change the display, and then add CarPlay to either one of these.
Correct.
Okay, sounds good. If you could send me some links and you text me on Sunday, I would really appreciate it.
Okay, you got it.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, YouTube, I'm going to show you my USB camera because I want to show you my little setup down here. So right here in this drawer looks like a crazy mess, right? But this is actually where I test all of these interfaces before I ship them out. So I'm going to have to mount you kind of upside down right now. Hey, yo, chill. Let me look out there. Actually, I think I can be right here. You can see. Okay, yeah. So I have in here an amplifier that's connected. And then I just have to run power real quick to my power strip right here. And then I can turn that on. And I just have to pull that. There we go. So right now you can hear we don't have audio, but you see that light, that means the amp is on. Now I'm going to hook up my knob. And now you can see we have sound. And this right here in there is a factory amplifier. This is a JBL speaker. This is a tone generator. So that factory amplifier is being controlled by this knob. And this is what the ELS amplifier does. Is it controls your factory amplifier just like that. So the sound's coming out of this speaker. So this is the test that all of these go through before I send them to you. So you know, or I know, that it's fully working and that the issue is with the installation or the issue is in shipping something got damaged. So the other thing that can cause an issue is with these pins. If I put them in and they don't stay straight. I'm trying to see if I could show you here. Actually, I'll show you here. I'll do that earlier. So right here in that connector, it's hard to see, but you see those three little metal pins? Hold on. There you go. Those three little metal pins in there. They're fully straight. Sometimes when you go plug it in, they bend, and if it bends a certain way, it won't make contact, and if it doesn't make contact, it won't work. So be aware of that if you ever buy one of these ELS interfaces. These three wires are super important: green, green, black, and brown. That's what's going to control the amp. Um, and that's it. This is all you bought, Ken. Bro, why is these dogs barking? So this is going to be the entire harness. I just want to go over one last part of it, which is how to plug it in. So this is very confusing for a lot of people. This is three connectors here. The back of your factory radio is going to have like 10 connectors or so. There's only three you need to connect. This is going to take care of everything. This main connector here, right here, this is the ELS. This is your antenna, AM, FM. This is power, and your steering controls all through this harness. This plugs into the back of your radio. This is a parking bypass. This is already wired in if you order it. I threw you one because this order is so late, and you have a DMH 1800, so it will work for your radio. And then the last part is you need to mount your knob when you go to install. People will ask, does the knob, can I just hide it? No, the knob needs to be accessible for you to be able to control the volume as you saw earlier in my little demo. All right, guys, this guy's order is all set to ship. I'm going to box it, and then we're going to run to the post office, to UPS, and then I will see you guys later today at night. I'm going to be working again, probably around 11. Hey, if 6 amp you recommend for the TSX, should I run the rears as woofers? I find one of my trunk space back. Yeah, you can do that. As long as you get a 6-channel amp, you can treat them as subs. Apply some sound deadening. Just know, they're not going to go crazy hard like a regular sub will, but they'll still sound pretty good. I don't think there's anything wrong in that plan. I'm just putting this camera back. Oh, I tilted my display, sorry. But all right, Ken, there you go. Your order is ready to go. I need a little box, which I don't have. I have a big box. I'm going to have to put this in the envelope. So I'm sorry, Ken, I ran out of boxes. I'm going to have to double envelope this one. Don't worry, nothing's going to get damaged. This is how I used to ship before. I stopped shipping this way because I like the little boxes better. I used to double envelope everything. Also, more known for film. So that nothing gets loose. And then these envelopes like to open on their own, so I learned that the hard way. You guys see? Go, baby. Alright, YouTube, I will see you guys later. If you want to ask me questions, I will be back around 11 o'clock, same channel, obviously. 11, 12 o'clock tonight. We'll be streaming for another hour or two.